Media buying is officially dead in 2025, and all that matters is creative on Facebook ads. According to most people on YouTube, that is. But today I'm going to show you why that is complete nonsense, and advanced media buying is very much alive and a massively important part of you being able to scale an e-commerce brand, okay? So the situation I'm going to show you is just looking at creative optimization, where creatives look bad in Meta, in the third-party attribution tool, but the business has done better and has allowed me to scale, okay? So if you're in a situation where you're not able to scale your brand, you're not able to scale your ads, you may have encountered the scenario I'm about to show you and unbeknowingly held yourself back, okay? So I'm in this account here, which is a client I manage for tier 11. And you can see that I'm doing my weekly creative testing. This is the 322 method campaign. So it's a campaign for one product. And we've just got different ad sets containing creatives that I am testing, okay? So last Monday, I launched these two creatives. You can see that they've pulled the majority of the spend. So 22K and 17K, 40K out of 59 total spend that week. So they're pulling the vast majority of the creative, of the spend from the different campaigns, from the different ad sets, and they're delivering $165 CPA as the top spending one and $111 CPA, okay, in platform. 108 is the average of this campaign, so they don't look like they're doing very well, okay? They're doing worse than the average, and everything else is like, apart from this one, everything else is like 47, 39, 48, okay? So, you know, you're an advanced media buyer yourself probably. You're savvy, you know you need to have a third-party attribution tool. You can't trust the data in Meta, okay? So if you've got Triple Whale, Northbeam, Wicked Reports, or what I'm using, Tier 11's data suite, which is presented by the dashboard of Wicked Reports, but it's a different software altogether, okay? So I'm gonna check my third-party attribution tool, and I can see here's the top spending one, the 22K. Here's the next one at 17K, and there's the one below it at 9K, okay? And sure enough, NCAC 143 and NCAC 107. So we're looking at CPA in Meta, we're looking at NCAC here because we care more about that as a better metric to look at because we're looking at acquisition. And the overall NCAC is $90, okay? So yeah, sure enough, my NCAC is higher than the average, so is my CAC, but like the NCAC's higher than the average. I should probably turn these two creatives off because they're just, you know, they've got such high NCACs. And if I look to the week before as well, you'll see this creative here, comment response. It spent 30K and it had an NCAC of $104, okay? So it spent 30K, had 104. This second one only spent 17 and had 107. So surely it's worse than that other one, which is now this, the comment response. That's now only spending 9K and the NCAC's dropped to 43. Savvy person would look at that, turn these two off and allow all that budget to go back into this. But that's not what I'm gonna do because this happened. The business that same week, so last 7 days, has generated 10%, 11% more total sales, and it's generated 13% more new customer sales. Okay, well, maybe we just spent more on the ads and you spent more, so you've got more sales, but actually you're less efficient. Well, we have a dashboard of that calculation. So we spent 6% more on our ads. Yep, so that's Meta ads and Google. But we only spent 105K, and those two ads combined was 40K. So pretty much 40% of our ad spend was on those two ads. So you would think it would have a large influence on the overall performance because it's 40%, it's almost half the ad spend is going to those two ads. So if they're really bad, you would see that reflected on your overall efficiency. But the efficiency is better. We have a better NCAC. It's come down by 10%. So what is going on here? Why is the business improved, but I've got those two big ads spending so much money and they've got terrible performance in the third-party attribution tool and the platform? Well, you can go and ask one of your media buying is dead people on YouTube, and they won't know. They won't be able to tell you. They'll have no clue why that is. They'll just scratch their head and say, maybe it was a lucky week or something, or maybe it's email, whatever. I'm going to show you why that is, and you'll be able to replicate this. Okay, so if we go back into the third-party attribution tool, in fact, let's not do that first. Let's go into Shopify. If we go into Shopify and we come down to this metric, sessions over time, you can see that that is up 27%. Okay, so remember, we've only spent 6% more on ads from the tracker I showed you, but we've got 27% more people visiting the website. Okay, not people sessions. It might be people visiting multiple times, but there's 27% more sessions on the website. And if I come down to this section, sessions by landing page, this landing page here is the landing page that all the ads in the campaign I just showed you use, and the sessions on it are up 46%. So what's happened is those two new creatives have driven a ton more traffic to that product landing page. And then what's happening is obviously the other creatives are converting those people. So if you want to see a dashboard like this, by the way, go watch my other video. I'll link it in the description how I set up Shopify, because this won't look like the default. But if we then jump back into the third-party attribution tool, I can go, well, what's happened is I've spent 40% of my budget on these two ads. They pulled majority spend. I've run them on a Monday. I've reviewed them the next Monday. So I have a very, very rigid timeline in sand. And in that same 7-day period, my new customer NCACs come down. My new customers have increased. My revenue's increased. I can pretty much confidently say, well, those two ads are bringing top of funnel traffic. Everything else that was currently there is converting them, and they've had a positive effect in the business. Let me leave them on, let me scale them up even, okay? So you can make that assumption from those things, and then you review it the next week. But I have this software, so I have a little bit of a advantage, and I can prove this theory to you, okay? So this tier 11 data suite, you won't get this with any other third-party attribution tool, Northbeam, Triple Whale, whatever. They might have the metrics, but they don't have the data accuracy. But what I can do is I can look at these metrics. E-commerce, this ECPNV thing, I hate how everything, even Meta too, they get the pop-ups that block when you're trying to like do demonstrations. But anyway, e-commerce, ECPNV is e-commerce cost per new visit. You can see these two new creatives, 171, 177 versus $2 and almost $3, okay? So what they do is they have a high NCAC, but they have a low cost per new visitor. They're bringing new people to the website who have never visited the website before at a low cost. That's why we have that spike in sessions. And then what's happening is these other creatives are able to convert them, okay? So you might say, well, why don't you pause this one that has a similar e-commerce cost per new visit, but a way higher NCAC than the second one? Well, the reason is because the percentage of this campaign being new visitors is a lot higher. So even though the cost is similar, it's just a better creative at going into those new people. This is remarketing more, which is why the NCAC is lower, okay? So to get scale, you need new people. That's why I want to have the highest percentage here, as long as it makes sense for the whole funnel combined, because you can have situations where you're getting bad quality traffic and you have a low cost per new visit. You have a high percentage of new visitors, and in this Shopify, you'll see like the sessions go up and stuff, but this NCAC will come up, okay? So as long as you're getting quality people, that's one thing you can't measure. You have to look at the overall to judge quality. But if I'm getting a cheap visitor, I'm getting a high percentage of them being cold, and my overall business improves in the week, I can very confidently say these creatives have moved that business on forward. We've reached a new level of scale because they're able to go out and get colder people who are less aware. And my funnel as a machine combined, all the different creatives are going to convert those people at a better efficiency, okay? So that in a nutshell is an advanced media buying optimization, just my everyday week, what happens. So yes, creative is extremely important. It's the most powerful thing. We wouldn't have this happening without these two creatives being introduced. But being able to understand that situation only comes with advanced media buying, understanding media buying at a very granular level, okay? So it's definitely not dead. And if you want more advanced stuff, you want to learn to scale, definitely go watch my other videos, and I'll see you in another one very, very soon.